Hi, I'm Caroline Dunn, personal trainer, nutrition coach and yoga teacher, helping you come home to your body and build inner power, peace, strength and confidence. And today we're going to talk about how our nervous system affects our mental health and share with you some ideas to help retrain your nervous system. So our nervous system, first of all, influences what we think and how we connect to those around us. A flexible, resilient nervous system is able to recover from stress well, and it gives us also emotional, physical, and mental health. Now, nervous system dysregulation is when we get stuck in overstimulation and this fight or flight response. It can cause symptoms such as high emotional reactivity, intrusive thoughts, chronic depression and anxiety, and emotional shutdown. We can read and react more negatively to people when we have nervous system dysregulation, and this then influences how much we can deeply connect with others. Massive impact on our mental health. And I do feel like my overly stressful life sadly is an example of the norm for most of us. In fact, let me rephrase that. It might be common, but it's certainly not normal. I also cannot stress how much exercising and investing in my nervous system has helped me cope with stress and stay feeling well. For me, it began with yoga, but I now see that as just one tool to train the nervous system, and I'm going to share a few more ideas right now. I think also, if you're like me, we do tend to put off some of these practices. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it a little bit later in the day. They have little instant gratification, and we often leave it up until crisis point when we can no longer put up with the symptoms. Further consolidated by society telling us things like achievement and productivity is important, and how much we can cope with and put up with is part of our worth. So we're likely to tell ourselves things like, we're too busy. Challenge that thought. Here are some ideas and ways that we can train our nervous system to be flexible, resilient, and return back to balance. So number one, ensure we have adequate vitamin B levels. So B vitamins and folate are vital for functioning nervous system, and you can largely find them in consuming animal products. These vitamins also help our bodies produce neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. They feel good. Now, in addition to B vitamins, a further supplement that I use, and I enjoy using this, it's not a recommendation, it's literally just my personal preference, is ashwagandha. It's a root of a plant that is most commonly used. If you're not familiar with it, then examine.com describes it as the king of Ayurvedic herbs. I struggle with that word. So there's limited research that suggests it works well for reducing stress and anxiety. It may also modestly enhance strength performance, improve glucose metabolism, and increase testosterone levels. More research is needed to confirm this. It does potentially reduce cortisol levels, hence it can be helpful perhaps for some people interested in maybe some supplementation. Number two, available to everyone, free, simple, easy, cold exposure. So cycles of heat and cold are emerging as really beneficial to us in our immune response, our inflammation, sleep quality, and improved focus. The idea is we put our nervous system under a controlled amount of stress and discomfort. It then adapts, becomes more resilient, the same way that your muscles do after a workout. So you might be familiar with this as part of like the Wim Hof method. It's become really quite popular, and you can practice it simply at the end of your shower, turning it to cold for 10 seconds and then gradually increase the time. I do struggle with this one, I do not feel brave enough. And maybe also like open water swimming can be a way to not have to do it by yourself. Go with a group of people that are familiar and experienced with dealing with the cold. Number three is possibly my personal favorite, breathwork. I believe our breath has the power to change our experience of life. And when some of my clients have chosen to work on it, they did in fact agree I was not exaggerating with that claim. So breathing through our noses is the norm, and it's great for our health. But engaging also in specific short or longer breathing practices where we overbreathe or we hold our breaths consistently helps the quality of our breath to improve overall. Idea number 4, meditation. So I wrote recently that if I could pass a law that everyone in the world had to follow, a consistent daily meditation practice is what I would choose for everyone. So although I've been practicing meditation consistently for 3 years, I still feel like a complete beginner and that I'm at the beginning of my journey with it. So many things in the wellness area do indeed seem to come back to meditation. So there's many myths surrounding it, and if you'd like to know more about it, then you can download my free meditation e-bundle. Just head to the description section, there's a link there, and there is a free ebook that I've put together and written along with over 20 audios that you can follow along with as well. Number 5, yoga. I mentioned this was the first way that I began to understand how training the nervous system has a massive effect on your life. So yoga combines movement and breathing, and specifically yin and restorative yoga can be especially helpful for training the nervous system to come back to a state of balance. I found, for example, yin yoga, where you hold stretches for 3 to 10 minutes, incredibly uncomfortable for the first 2 years of my practice. My mind rebels, did not enjoy it. But if you bring the same principles of meditation to it, you focus on your breath, and every time you notice your mind wanders, you choose to come back to the moment and your sensations of breath. And my final idea for you, and if you're liking this, please make sure to like and subscribe so that we can keep learning together. So number 6 is learning a new skill, whether that's playing the piano, baking, rock climbing, or the latest TikTok dance. Doing something new is amazing for your brain. It allows new pathways to be forged, literally changing the way that your body and your brain works. And so I'd ask you, when was the last time you tried learning something new, be that simple or complicated? I do believe that all of us can commit to creating the foundation for a healthy nervous system without spending hours of each day. So I'd love to know what sparked here for you. What was the most helpful? Let me know in the comments below.